Alright, this is a 04 Sportsman 400. I'm going to do a valve adjustment on here. We've been having some trouble with it starting. So this are the things you got to do right away is take out this plug and you will see a top dead center mark in there. There are two marks. One of them has 3 lines, one of them has a single line. The single line's a little bit past the 3 lines. That's the one you're going to shoot for, and you'll know you're on the right stroke, either compression or exhaust. See that little pin right here? That has to be pointing up, and you see it's pointing just about exactly towards the top of the valve cover. So it's fairly simple. As you can see, I took the valve covers off first and this side cover, and so those are pretty simple. You just have a gasket on the valve cover, handful of little screws, and the side cover, and also your plug laying there for the timing marks. So according to the manual, these should have 6 thousandths clearance between the adjuster and the top of the valve, and I'm going to stick a feeler gauge down in there. I'll try to get a better view for you. I'm trying to do this just with the side cover off the machine. Manual recommends you take the gas tank off. That would make it easier, but to be honest, nobody wants to do that. So I'm having trouble getting the light in there, but what we do have here is I have one feeler gauge in between this adjuster and the top of the valve down here. Now there's 2 valves on each rocker, so you need a second feeler gauge. You got to do both at a time. And this is the exhaust side, and these actually are pretty good. A 6 thousandths shim or feeler gauge goes in there, and you can pull on it and feel just a little bit of drag, but it wouldn't fall out if you tipped it. There's a little bit of friction holding it in there. Now I'm not going to try to show you again, but on the intake side on this machine, I can't even fit the gauge in there. That means they're too tight. So what's happening is that's not letting that valve completely close. Now, I'm not sure what happens when the engine warms up, but at least when it's cold, those valves are not completely closing, and that's what's causing the problem with cold starts. So what I'm going to do is just take this little nut and loosen it, and then there's a screw head, a flathead screw in the top of the adjuster. I'm going to adjust it out a little bit and then tighten this nut, and then stick my 2 feeler gauges in the top here. Make sure I have the 6 thousandths that I'm looking for, and that should be just about it. I don't have enough hands to go ahead and show you this, so I think I'll leave it here, but if you got any questions, leave them in the comments. I can help you out, and other people in the community can help you out too. It's fairly straightforward, and if you feel like you're up to it, I say go ahead. Make sure you don't get any dirt down inside this and anywhere inside the valve cover top here. What I did was I pressure washed the whole inside first, and then I made sure to go around with a little brush and a rag and wipe it as best I could to make sure nothing fell down inside there. So I hope this helps somebody out. I know there's a lot of unanswered questions, specifically the torque on that little nut. There is no listed torque for that nut. However, I have another machine, and I have a Honda owner's manual for that, or a service manual, and that service manual says 13 foot-pounds. Now that's a different machine, so that just gives you the ballpark we're playing in. I can't guarantee that's the torque these should be at. That's what I'm going to set them to, but I'm going to leave that decision up to you, because if it's wrong, there's potential for damage. Thanks for watching.